My friend, if you are a leader, if you are a business owner, if you are a conscious being, if you are a proactive being, if you have a big vision for your life, for your destiny, for your biography, well, my friend, this episode will be a treasure for you. Why? Because today we are going to discuss one of the most important components to become exponentially better, to become exponentially effective, to become exponentially efficient, to become exponentially profound, to become an exponential changer in society, in politics, in business, in your family, in the life of your friends, in the life of your family, and in your own life, my friend. Today, I'm gonna teach you how to expand and how to deepen your influence circle. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most transformative podcast in the multiverse. This is, you know it, baby, the Mastermind Podcast Challenge Season 2 with your host, your favorite doctor of all time, the Papacito of Puerto Rico, your Dr. Derek Israel, and this is the episode 578. Oh my God, the energy today is flowing. I am determined today, ladies and gentlemen, to influence you to your maximum capacity. What I will be doing today, influencing you, is what you will do to others in your life. So just be aware, just be conscious of what I'm doing with you every day that you come with me to this podcast. I'm influencing you. Okay. I am maximizing possibilities in you. You listen to me, you think about it, you gather some ideas, you think so more, you're like, I don't know if I will do that, I don't know, and then you maybe do something, maybe a little step, and then you generate a result, and then you go back to the drawing board and you do it again and you do it again, and then you change a little bit of your habits, and then those habits turn out to change a little bit of your life, a little bit of your results, and then you change forever. What I did, I influenced you. Every day that you hit play in this podcast, I am influencing you. And that is exactly what you will do for others. This is the circle. This is the cycle of influence. Now, some people influence for bad things, right? Some people influence you to eat in McDonald's, to watch Netflix all day, to laugh all day without doing nothing meaningfully. Some people influence you to use drugs, alcohol, and some people influence you to be better. I Thanks God I am in the in the good side. I am in the light side. But before we continue and start this podcast, let me tell you that I'm very excited because I am officially launching tan 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 my new event for business people that are using social media as a tool for driving business. So, if you have a business on social media, you have a product that you are about to launch or that you are launching some services and you are using social media for sales, this uh this new event, this new training is an intense training that I will be launching. It is called the Social Media Master Plan. I have been designing this event for the last year and finally is ready to be launched. So if you go to the link that is in the description, you will be able to read all the information, the date, the price, what is the process to participate in this event that I will teach you how to maximize your sales in social media by designing and creating what I call the social media master plan. Hey, if you want to learn from the best in the business, I have been around 6 years. All right. I have a good social media tracking, social media records, an approximation of 100,000 followers in total. If you want to learn from the best, come to this event. But hey, what is, my friend, the influence cycle or the influence circle? That is the real name. Well, let me tell you, the influence circle is a term that I first encountered in a famous book. That if you have not read this book, I don't know what are you doing with your life. And I know that some people say, "Oh, Derek, you cannot say that. If I haven't read a book, that doesn't make me less or more than other people. It's just a book." Well, it's not just only a book, folks. This book is one of the greatest books of all time in personal development industry. Okay? So if you are in this journey, if you are in the business of getting better, this book is mandatory. Oh, Derek, I don't like to read. What the hell? We never like to read until we read every day. Okay? Until we read every day and then our brain change the pattern and then you like to read. So if you want to start reading, start with this book. It is called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And this is one of the greatest books of all time in personal development or self-growth, self-help industry. Okay? And in this book, the author present a term that he called the influence circle. And basically, what that is the parameters, okay, the length, the calibration of your influence. And you can imagine that as a circle. If you expand the circle, you have more influence. If you contract the circle, you have less influence. Very simple idea. But I don't just want you to expand the circle in this podcast. I want you to expand, but I also want you to deepen the circle. There's a difference, right? Because you can go for the masses, you can go for a lot of the people, you can go for the crowd, you can go for the world, and that is expansion, and that is a good thing. Maybe you have 10 clients. Well, you want to expand that circle and influence 100 clients, and then 1,000 clients, and then 10,000 clients. We call that scaling your business. But also, I want you to think about deepening, penetrating the reality of your influence circle. And when you are deepening your influence circle, you are not expanding in how many people you are influenced, but basically you are augmenting how much you are influencing each individual. So I want you to do both. I don't want you to grow in expansion by sacrificing the quality of each individual. And that is one of the problems that a lot of business owners do. Like, oh, yes, I want more customers. But then when they have more customers, they give a less qualitative service to each customer. And that is no good. That is no business. You need to be able to do both. And that's why when you are expanding your influence circle in whatever thing in life, you should be going with step-by-step calculation. Step-by-step calculation, because sometimes too much growth at the same time, you are not able to handle that. All right. So don't make the mistake of going expansive and then say, oh my God, I cannot handle this. So be careful. It's both deepening and expanding. Also, with deepening, there's another problem. A lot of people say, okay, I don't want to expand. I just want to treat my clients. I just want to treat one kid, one children of mine, only one, very, very deep. But there's a problem also, because then you are only impacting one life or two lives, and your impact or your influence is not macro. And when you want a real substantial change in the world, you need to go macro. You need to go for the masses as well. So it's a good balance, folks. It's about expanding and it's about deepening in life. Never forget this. But now you know what is the circle. The circle is a metaphor. It's a metaphor for how much you are influencing. But what is to influence then? What is to influence? To influence, look this definition. Maybe it will be easy for you to kind of digest the idea. To influence is to maximize the possibilities of something in someone. To influence is to maximize possibilities of something in someone. When I am influencing you to grow here in this podcast, I am not guaranteeing you that you will grow, right? I cannot do it for you. What I'm doing is trying to influencing you. What I'm doing is trying to maximize the possibility that you will take one of these ideas and you will change your life, okay? In a certain matter. Sometimes I am influencing you to meditate and to grow in your spiritual dimension. Sometimes I'm influencing you in your business dimension or in your relationships dimension or maybe in your mindset dimension. That is all that you do when you are influencing. Another good way to put it is that you are persuading people. You are using persuasion. You are using charisma in order to increase the potential for something. Now, I like this word, potential. Potential. This is the most important word of all this word game that we are doing here. Why? Because if it is not potential, then it is not to influence. Because to influence, it is not to control. And this is essential, folks. This is essential, folks. To influence, it is not to control. There are two different things, and one is an illusion, and the other is the real deal. What do you think is the illusion? Control. To control something in life, that is an illusion. And you know who is creating that illusion? Come on. Come on, Come on. Who is creating that illusion? Who? Who? Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, my friend. Your ego, aka you, aka the devil, aka Maya or illusion. as in Hindu philosophy it is called. You, yourself, your identity, your ego. Your ego is creating this illusion that you have control in your life. Your ego, especially when you are in personal development, your ego gets bigger, right? Because then your ego say, oh yes, I'm meditating now, I have some habits, I have self-expansive habits, I know how to do yoga, I know how to use law of attraction now, I know how to engineer my psychology now, so therefore I have control on my life. Therefore, I have control on my business. Therefore, I have control in my leadership. Therefore, I have control in the life of my kids. Therefore, I have control in my self-esteem. Oh, I have the control in my thoughts. Oh, I have control in my emotions now. You don't have control in anything, boy. Have you noticed this? Have you been completely honest with yourself to notice that you have control over anything in life? You don't have control. And yes, it's kind of sad because we want control, but notice, notice the spirituality behind not having control. And this is not an error of existence. This is not a mistake. This is a feature. This is something that is in the design of reality. Why? Because if you have absolute control in your life, just imagine that you can control everything in life with absolute power and accuracy and precision, then will be impossible to have any spiritual growth howsoever. No growth, no evolution, no expansion, nothing, not even, I think, consciousness. Because if you want this, you will have it, you will control it. If you just imagine a cow, the cow will appear because you have complete control over reality. If you want that woman is yours. If you want that career, that career is yours. If you want to be a medical doctor, just like that, you control your career, you are a medical doctor. Where is the growth? The growth is not on being a medical doctor. The growth is on becoming a medical doctor, on the journey, on the tears, on the blood that you will suffer every night that you are studying your ass off to become the best medical doctor that you can be. And notice, for that to be, you cannot have control. There must be the possibility that you will fail, that you will not be able to control everything. Because if not, everyone can be a medical doctor, and then no one is a medical doctor because everyone is a medical doctor, right? So the fact that to be a medical doctor is something that is prestigious in our society is because not everyone can do it. Not everyone is willing to sacrifice. Not everyone is willing to study thousands and thousands of hours to become that. Not everyone will be able to sustain the emotional avalanche. I don't know if that's even a word in on English. Or the emotional tsunami, the emotional earthquake, the emotional hurricane that will come in your journey of becoming a medical doctor. And because not everyone can do it, then those who can do it are in a special position because they could not control, but they influence their way to become a medical doctor. The same with a partner. If you can have any partner that you want, then you will not appreciate the art of seduction. But for example, if you're a man and you want that woman, you cannot control her. You cannot control her decision. You cannot control if she's going to say yes or no to you, right? You can just influence her. You can say just, hey, baby, hey, my name is Luis. And, and I was watching you and I want to ask you for a date. Do you want to go with me in a date? And she maybe will slap your face. And you could not control that slap, right? Well, that is to influence. Then you will think, oh man, I was terrible in that gaming, in that social sexual promotion that I was doing. Next time I should be able to influence better. And what you will do, then you go to YouTube and you search how to attract a woman, how to speak a woman better, how to be better in the first conversation with a woman. And then you will learn something new. Give me just a second here. I'm trying to fix something. And then you will learn something new, and then you will grow, and that is evolution. And the second time that you approach a woman, you will approach with better attitude, with a more efficient strategy. And you may say, hey babe, notice you're more cool now. Hey, I have a party in my house. I have a couple of friends there. I have a couple of beers, and also we are playing PlayStation. I noticed that you are playing in your cell phone, so I know that you're a gamer. Are you interested in come to join us? And maybe this time she will not slap you and she will say, okay, that sounds cool, right? And now you have a better perspective, a more efficient, effective approach, more lethal tools to conquer a woman. And that is growth. But if you can't control that, you never grow. So you can only influence to grow because there's no certainty in reality in anything. You can meditate your whole life and there's no certainty that you will be enlightened. You can go on business and there's no certainty, no control that your product and your service will sell. You can only influence the process. You can only influence the process, and that is growth. So, to control is an ego idea, it's an ego fallacy, it's an ego um, dream, illusion. But to influence is a spiritual opportunity. To maximize a possibility, even when you don't know for sure what will happen, is a spiritual opportunity for growth. Just notice the beauty of the design of reality. This is the design of reality because at the same time, yes, you are the creator. Yes, you are all powerful. And yes, you are not different than God. You are God. You are one with God. There's no difference. But God, you, in a way, knows that you cannot have almighty control in the human dimension. Because if not, there is no I'm having a struggle here, guys, with my laptop. Just give me 1 second. Then you will have no opportunity for making this journey that you are living worthwhile. Because if you have absolute control, why you will manifest as a human being? Have you noticed this? Man, my laptop today, what is going on with my laptop today? Like I'm seeing a very big zoom here. Oh man. Anyways, let's just continue. Let's just continue with business. I can do it. Okay. All right. So let me tell you in a nutshell how to influence. And I will not go very in depth in these points because I am sure that you will be able to understand them. But really, what I want to do is then give you areas in which you will expand and deepen your influence circle. But I will give you a small list in a nutshell on how you will expand, and deepen in a general sense all of those areas that I will mention afterwards. Okay. So, to be able to influence effectively, one, you need to be a leader. It's obvious, right? If you are just only a follower, you are not influencing effectively. And there's nothing wrong with being a follower. But even when you're a follower, you must lead the way. You must become a leader. Two, you need to exercise proactivity. And I always mention this in this podcast because this is so important. A lot of you always listen to my podcast, but show zero proactivity. Zero proactivity in nothing. You start nothing. And you think that by watching my podcast, you are growing. No, 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 no. That is a trap of your ego. You are not growing by watching a podcast. You only grow when you implement something that you learn, a decision. So after this podcast, if you go and you start your own business, or maybe you go and you influence your family, your friends to do better, to be more healthy, to be more economically independent, if you influence yourself to start a new journey in your life, to close a chapter in your life, definitely, then you're growing. Not by listening to me, but by doing the thing. Okay? Very, very important. The third point is to influence, you need to have clear goals and intentions. Clear goals and intentions. This is very important. You need to know why you are influencing and for what you are influencing. If you don't know to what you are influencing, well, it's not going to be a good deal. Also, you need to execute consistently with discipline. If you're just influencing one day and the next day you are like, voila, bye bye, well, probably your influence will be very weak because it lacks consistency. Also, you need to radiate charisma when you are influencing. Just imagine if I was trying to influence you to grow, to expand, as I am doing in this challenge, and I don't have any charisma. Like, I am like, welcome to the Mastermind Podcast Challenge Season 2. Today, I will be speaking about influencing. I will not be able to influence you. I am able to influence you. One, because I bring here the best content in the multiverse. I am pretty sure about that. And you know that also. But as well, I try to deliver this content in a charismatic way, in a magnetic way, in order for you to be influenced better. Because you will laugh, you will think, you will be entertained. This is not a lecture. This is not kind of a class. This is experience. What I try to bring here is experience for you. That is charisma. Also, by maintaining patience and faith, even in the face of lack of results. Sometimes you will try to influence people, you will fail again and again and again and again and again, and you need to maintain patience. Do you know how many followers, students I have that they follow me on Facebook, and sometimes I follow them back, and I notice that they are conducting their same life for years. And I'm like, and I know they listen to the podcast. I know that they consume my videos, my writings, but they don't evolve. And I'm like, oh my God, what I'm doing wrong? And then I say, you are doing nothing wrong. You are doing nothing. They are not patient enough to consistently put the work, because some other students or clients, They work with me or they just watch a video and a podcast and I see an immediate change. They do things. They become an entrepreneur. They start their own business. They go and they travel the world. They do a thing. So it's not that I'm a bad teacher. It's all about how good are you as a student. How an implementator are you? An executor are you? Right? So be careful. You need to have patience, but you need to be consistent also. And the last point that I want to tell you about influencing better is that you need to love the process so much that it just becomes second nature for you. For me, I love influencing people so much that I don't know how to be different. I don't know. Like I am influencing my wife every day. I'm influencing my daughter every day. If I go to a party, which I don't go too much anymore, but if I go, I influence the people there without thinking about it. I don't go to a party thinking, all right, I will influence these people today. No, I just go there, I'm having fun, and then everyone is kind of being influenced by me. So that it's just happened. If I'm in a classroom, I'm influencing there. If I'm in a church, I'm influencing there. If I'm in a library, I'm influencing there. It's like I am influence. Whenever Derek is, influence is because it's part of my nature now. I cannot be a submissive, weak element in reality that will not make any effect, or at least will try to maximize the potential for a certain effect to happen. In my case, I'm obsessed with how do you call that? Positivity. I'm obsessed with positivity, and that means that I will always try to influence you in a positive way. But a lot of people influence in a bad way, and it's also a second nature for them. So you need to do it so much that this will become your life. Not something that you do, but something that you are. You are influence. Very, very important. Now, let's go to areas that I want you to think about it, and I want you to meditate upon, and I want you to really consider influencing more, maximizing possibilities more in these areas of your life. Are you ready, baby? Let's go. The first influence that I want you to consider is to influence your friends for greatness. This is very important. Influence your friends. Your friends. Why your friends? Well, I will do in the future, in a very near future, an episode that I'm crazy to do. And it is called the archetype of the friend archetype. And the archetype of the friend is so important in our life because we all love friends. My most popular YouTube video is what to do when you lose a friend. It's in Spanish. ¿Qué hacer cuando se aleja una amistad? That video has been up there like for the last 5 years and a half. I did it in the beginning of my project. And every day that video bring me new customers, new views, new subscribers. It's my most popular video. It's crazy. And I asked my wife, "What do you think that is?" And she's like, "Because losing a friend is so tough." And we all experience that, and we all love our friends, and we don't want to lose them. And it's not about only not to lose them, because sometimes you need to lose them. But it's about whenever you have a friend, why you don't influence that friend for better. For better. I don't have too much friends, folks. Like real friends, maybe like five. Maybe like five friends. I have a good amount of brothers in my fraternity. and I have a good amount of clients and I have a good amount of customers, students, but friends that I can say you are my friend. I can trust you with my life. I only have like 4, maybe 3 of them. And I know that I have a very specific role in their life, and that is to influence them for greatness. Because when they see me, they know that greatness is a possibility. They know that I'm striving for my own greatness and they can do the same because they think, oh, I was raised with Derek. I am from the same old town in Puerto Rico, that weird town called Lajas, Puerto Rico. I am from also there, so I can push better. I can push my life to something bigger because he's doing it. Look at him. He's a doctor with 28 years old. He's influencing the world. He's publishing his first book. He's launching his courses. He's launching his events. He's about to launch his NFT project. He's have a wife, have a daughter. He's getting fit. He's doing spiritual work. He's coaching thousands of clients. He's getting out of his comfort zone every day. Every day that I go to social media, I see his face pushing himself, pushing himself, pushing himself every day, no exception. And what I'm doing, they may be thinking, I am getting sloppy, I'm getting comfortable, I'm getting in the same position every day. I need to do something, I need to do something. And I know that I am impacting my friends in a good way. Now, I am not coaching them. I do not write to my friends, hey, tell me about your goals. Hey, what are you doing? What new habit do you have today? No, they are not my clients. They are my friends. If I write to them someday, I will ask them, hey, how are you, man? How is your life? How can I help you? Because they are my friend. But I don't need to coach them to influence them, because I am doing that by pushing my own life to my own greatness every day, pushing my limits, expanding my boundaries, and they notice. So I want you to do the same. I want you to become that friend that is influencing all your friends to become the best they can be, and not by coaching them, not by telling them how they must live their life. No, but by living with a so extraordinarily standard and example in your life that they will become inspired by your presence. They will become inspired by your drive, by your mission, by your determination. That is expanding your circle of influence to your friends and deepening that circle. Another area that I want you to be influencing more is on social media for positive influence. One of the things that I have noticed in my students and clients is that they don't like to post a lot in social media. And I'm talking about the clients that are with me in personal development, the clients that are with me in my services about business and marketing. Obviously, they like social media because they are business people. But when you hire me as your coach or as your psychologist or maybe as your guru, spiritual guru, that you are not thinking about business, you want to grow in another area of your life, most of them, what I notice is that I don't want to post on social media. I don't want to share things on social media. And why? Because they are introvert. And they are sometimes attracted to my personality because they want to be extroverted like me. But here's the thing: if you don't share positive things in social media, you are being part of the problem, because you are not competing with the devils that are sharing bad stuff in social media. And social media is an algorithm, folks. So if 1,000 people share bad stuff, bad information, negativity, and only 80 people share positivity, what do you think the newsfeed will look like? With a lot of negativity, of course, because that is a number game. So I want you to become part of the light. I want you to understand that your social media is a social engineering device. It's not for reading the status of your friends anymore. Back in the day, when Facebook first started, maybe. But right now, in 2022, it's a social engineering devices. And just look what happened in the political atmosphere in 2020 in United States, when social media, they basically sabotaged Donald Trump. I am not saying that Donald Trump was about to win if that didn't happen, but I'm saying they sabotaged a lot that presidential contest, because it's a social engineering device. Twitter, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, he said in Twitter is where good conversation, important conversations take place. Social engineering. Facebook, TikTok. Do you think that TikTok is not engineering young people today? Yes, of course. Of course. Today we see this diversity discourse, the narrative of the LGBTEQ, the narrative of inclusion. In TikTok, that is a very, very powerful thing. And TikTok is pushing that message. I am not telling you that that is good. I'm not telling you that that is bad. Everyone will have their opinion. And I will not share mine here because this is not the podcast for doing that. But what I'm telling you is that TikTok is engineering a whole generation with those values. Instagram. Do you think that Instagram is not engineering lifestyles? If you don't think so, oh my God, where you live? Because the lifestyle that you want today, it comes from Instagram. You want the big house, you want the good car, you want the perfect face, you want the perfect body, you want the perfect life. You want to wake up every day and see in the balcony that you have a big ocean in front of you, you have this big landscape, this beautiful environment. Where that come from? Instagram. Instagram engineered our expectation of life. The filters. Now we cannot even take a photo without a filter because we see our own imperfection, but the filter fix that. So use social media is already an engineering device. So use it for good then. Use it to engineer a better world, and you can do it by influencing people, by creating content. You don't need to become like me, a machine of content creation and create 600 podcasts and thousands and thousands and thousands of videos, but at least one post per day with a good message really can do the difference. Maybe can store one story that you can share per day about a good thing, about a good thought. Maybe one photo that you can share per day. Expand your influence using social media. Another area is to influence your coworkers for conscious work. Maybe you are an employee. Look around your coworkers. Look around your colleagues. They are desperate for influence. The good one. Because in every organization, you will have an encounter the toxic element. One person that is so toxic. And if you are in a work environment, in an organization, you know that this is true. There's someone that is influencing that organization in a toxic way, that always bring drama to the table, that always is gossiping, that always is uh, giving grievances like, oh, this is not working, oh, this is bad, always focusing on the negative aspect of the business, always speaking behind the back of people. And if you don't know who that person is, probably you are that person. That is the sad thing. That is the sad thing. But let's suppose that you are not that person. Well, what can you do about it? You cannot control that person, right? You can influence that person to be better, but hey, let's be honest. Probably that person, you don't, that person, she doesn't like you. Probably. She speak about you in your back as the same that she do with other people to you. Like I remember when I was working on the Colorado corrections, I remember this toxic employee, man. Man, she came to my office a couple of times to speak bad about other colleagues of other coworkers, and I didn't reinforce her. And I was always telling her, hey, I will not be part of this. Like, excuse me, I have work to do. I don't do this thing. I set my boundaries pretty clear. But I knew that sometimes she went to other offices to speak bad about me, right? Why not? No one told me that, but I knew, because if she did it for other people, to me, she also did it to other people about me. It's obvious because they are toxic and they are not talking bad about other people. They are talking bad about themselves. They don't love themselves. Therefore, they are toxic with themselves and with everything. So you need to be the opposite in your workspace. You need to be the enlightened element. Instead of the toxic element, you need to be the light. You need to be purity, consciousness, compassion, love in your workforce, in your environment. Influence people for the better. Practice your leadership skills. Make them feel part of a team. Communicate with ferocity, with compassion, with love. Be different. Influence better your coworkers. And notice how the productivity also will flourish. Another area is to influence your partner for constant growth and inspiration. When you decide to be in a relationship, you are deciding to be in an influence machine. It's a machine of influencing. My wife has influenced me so much to be a better artist, to be a better father, to be a better human being. And I influence her every day to become a businesswoman, to expose her art, to be healthier, to meditate, to do yoga, to expand her spiritual capacities and abilities. We influence each other. That's why we are a relationship. So if you have a relationship right now, I just want you to think about how you are influencing your partner, for good or for bad. And what can you do about it? How can you influence better? Also, you need to influence your family to follow their dreams. This is a very powerful one. And I'm not only talking about your created family, like your wife or husband and your daughters, sons, stuff like that. I'm also referring to your father, your mother, your sister, your aunt, your grandfather, grandmother, your cousins, like your nuclear expanded family. Influence them. Influence them. And very similar as you influence your friends, you will not coach them, but with your example, you will communicate that they can push their boundaries as well. One of the things that I have noticed is that I'm always influencing my parents. They obviously they influence me. They raised me, right? But now that I'm a man and that I am a king, now I notice how my behavior is influencing them. Like they see me being authentic, pursuing my dreams, failing sometimes, winning other times. And it's like they become inspired to follow their own dreams. For example, my father has been a writer for the last 40 years of his life or more, maybe 50 years. He has never published his work, never. And now he's retiring from his employment and he's for the first time open to expose his work and he will publish his book with my company of publishing that I am opening. So I'm influencing my father to dare to be an artist, to dare to try, to dare to dream. With my mother, I influence her to meditate, to do yoga, to pursue healing, to become a leader in her work. And that is a very, very awesome thing. To my sister, I influence her to listen to subliminal audios, to read books. I will not coach them, but I influence them in a positive way. And I try to be the best that I can for my family because that is your genetic responsibility. It's kind of a genetic cultural responsibility because a family is based on culture and genetics. And you are in the same clan. You are a clan. You are a tribe with your family. And you have the responsibility to make your tribe thrive. To make your tribe winning in life. Also, you need to influence for political change. I have talked about this. I have a very, very important episode that is called How to Raise Your Political Consciousness. And I have another episode that is called How to Operate Your Political Power. Those two episodes are so important for your life because you are a political being. And it's your responsibility to operate your power politically as well if you are going to become the best that you can be. Most people, they don't want to assume this responsibility. They don't want to influence the political landscape of their environment because politics is a complex thing. But even when you are sharing your ideas about politics, you are influencing about politics. And you must do that. Now, here is the catch. If you do it as a fanatic, you are doing that wrong because you are influencing based on your passion, based on your past habits, instead of deep introspection and careful examination of the best political interests of your people and your country and your organization, whatever political entity you are influencing. So I'm not telling you to influence based on fanatism or partidism. I am telling you to influence based on deep spiritual introspection and careful examination of all the facts. And for that, obviously, you need to study and you need to really question the system in order to influence in a radical but effective, beautiful political manner. That is your responsibility. Go and watch those episodes. How to raise your political consciousness, how to operate your political power. Those are mandatory for the challenge. Also, I want you to influence your clients, not only to buy, but to transform their life. You know why I am so pushy sometimes for you to buy? And you know why I always start the podcast after the introduction with a call to action for you to buy something from me? Not because I want your money, even I even when I need money, obviously, to operate a business. But that is not the primary factor. The primary factor is because I know that if you buy something from me, a course, a book, an event, a psychotherapy, a coaching service, a guru service, I will transform your life so much. And that transformation will influence you to transform the world so much that is in your best and in my best interest for you to buy. Because if you buy of me, to me, if you buy one of my products or services, you will get transformation. You are buying growth. And that is how I can best help you. Because with my free content, I can help you only so much. You know, the free content is disorganized. The free content is not concentrated. Have you noticed this? Like if you go to the Mastermind podcast, this podcast is free, but it's not concentrated. Yes, it's in the general realm of personal development. Yes, but you cannot kind of go very in depth on spirituality or very in depth on business or very in depth on sexuality, because I give today, I do an episode today of influence. Tomorrow I do an episode of an archetype. Tomorrow, after that, I do an episode about marketing. After that, I do an episode about a spiritual animal. After that, so it's disorganized. So you cannot leverage from the concentration of forces. In order to leverage or to benefit of the concentration of forces, you need to buy something from me. Because when you buy something, what you are really buying is a concentrated wisdom, organized wisdom. For example, if you buy the event, the training for business people on social media, the social media master plan, you are buying a concentrated training on that specific thing to have success on your business. I will not be talking there about spiritual animals, about spirituality, about psychology. No, I will be only talking about in a concentrated fashion on how you will maximize your sales using social media. That's it. And that is power when you have that type of concentration. If you buy from me, The creativity course that I'm about to launch in the next few days, everything that I will be discussing in that course is about maximizing your creativity. So really what you are buying is the organization aspect of every product and service, the concentration aspect. There's no bullshit. There is no superficial things. Everything is profoundly penetrative. It's penetrating your soul like a laser beam. You are buying a laser beam of a specific type of transformation that you need in your life. And I sell you with so much impetus and so much drive and energy because I know that if you buy, I'm going to transform you, boy. I'm going for your neck. I'm going for your neck. I'm going for your soul. And that's why I can influence you to buy. Because I want to transform your life. That is my motivation behind it. And of course, to drive my business. It is not like I don't want your money. Of course, I want your money because with your money, I am able to do more services and products and technologies. That is just business. As I want you to be influencing the metaphysical manifestations by practicing law of attraction with severe execution. Of course, that you cannot control law of attraction. You cannot control exactly how you will create your reality, but you can influence that. You can influence that process with positive thinking, with affirmations, with journalism, with yoga, with intentions, with all the techniques that I have been teaching you in this podcast. So what are you doing is that you are influencing the quantum possibilities of the world. So let's say that you have an infinite possibilities in your life. When you're practicing law of attraction, you are reducing those possibilities to maybe 10. And you cannot control which one of those 10 possibilities will be manifested for real. But hey, from infinitude to 10, there's a lot there. There's a lot of influence, right? So maybe you want to study something in university in order to become a professional in something, and you don't know exactly what that is, but you know that you will do it. You know that you will study. Then what you are doing is that, look, you are not controlling if you are going to become an engineer or a psychologist or a lawyer. You don't know. But at least you are reducing all the possibilities that you will go and not study at all, and then you will be lost in the world, whatever, whatever, whatever. You are discarding that. You are getting rid of that. And you are saying to the world, to the universe, hey, I will study something. I cannot control if I will be able to go to this university or not, if they will accept me or not, blah, 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 but I will study something. And then you have a list of metaphysical realities that you will be able to be. Like maybe you will become a lawyer, or maybe a psychologist, or maybe you will become an accountant. But you are becoming something. You could not control, but you influence your destiny in a certain degree. And lastly, I want you to influence yourself. to be yourself. And I always end with this type of, right, with this type of reflection about how you need to go by yourself in doing this personal development work. Because, hey, the most important thing that you need to influence in your life is yourself. If you cannot influence yourself to do certain things, how you will influence other people? It will be impossible. So influence yourself, love yourself, lead yourself, be proactive with yourself, be relentless in your pursuit, be compassionate, but also be accountable. Don't confuse to be accountable with lack of compassion, or to have compassion with lack of accountability. They can be both together, and they should be together, because this world is already filled of people that are all lovable. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. And they cannot even discipline themselves to do a business. So who cares if you love the world if you cannot do something that you want, if you cannot discipline yourself? And also, this world is full of people that are very disciplined, that are very accountable, very responsible, every day on time, every day, every aspect covered, but they cannot even love the process, or have or show kindness for others, or compassion and consciousness and service. So, hey, influence yourself to be both accountable, compassionate, lovable, conscious, a leader, someone that leads, someone that influences the world to be better. Hey, we are done today. Please leave a comment below with your thoughts. I love to see what you have to say about this podcast. I will be answering you back if you leave a comment. Also, remember to share this, influence the world by sharing this other influence. Like, we are an infinite network of nodes of influence. Just notice. So by you sharing this influence, you are influencing my influence, and we are influencing other people that will then influence other people. And that is like a tsunami of positivity. So help me with that. Also, remember that we are on Patreon, and you can donate here only $5 per month. And with that donation, you help this podcast to continue being free, helping and transforming thousands of lives around the world. Also, remember that you can join our chat in Telegram if you want to join a free chat of people that value personal development as a priority. Remember that you can go to the link that it says everything promoted in the description, and you can go to my new event that is going to be very, very soon. Already the tickets are available for business people that are using social media as a tool for driving businesses. I will maximize your sales with what I call the social media master plan. Let the expert help you, propel you in the right direction, and I see you tomorrow in the new